1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. So he's going to take a shot right away. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. It was the free safety, LaMarcus Joyner, that time, able to make the play.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Rodgers now to throw. He's got Fitzgerald. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Let's go, come on.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the 1st down conversion.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On the move to his left. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Golden Tate, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Elliott now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Inside. Go, go, go.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
A lot of receivers see the drag route as a risk-reward type of a play. The risk, going into the middle of the field where there's some big people want to hit you. But the reward is oftentimes you get lost in coverage, running a little bit underneath. And when you catch it just right, as we just saw there, the end result can be a big, big play.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 38. Snap comes at 1. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Go, hey, let's go, come on.
They'll toss it to Coleman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. As his guys are in for 6. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. New York set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He's going to air one out, and it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
All right.
On second down, it's Bell. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop his shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They do go for it. It's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
That's fine. Yeah. Inside. Right up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if
in a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Hey, 626.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, there in coverage.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Rodgers to throw on second down. A screen to Bell. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. The Giants on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 15. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. A bullet throw, but incomplete. A minute 57 to go in this first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He's going to field this at the 4. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
A big play there for Carolina. 45 yards on the ground. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Joey Bosa in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. On play action, Rodgers. It is caught right at the 10-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, add that play to his resume, Real, because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Here's Rodgers, flushed out right. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Zoom.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. He can run for it, and the Panthers in for the score. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Well, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you're looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
That's fine. Yeah. Over.
Here's Coleman, and he'll lose his yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Now it's Rodgers. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 38. Coleman now. A good move on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. They will run again with Coleman. Oh, he's got a little daylight. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And down inside the 15 he goes. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They keep it with Fournette on 1st down. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Box it, box it, box it, box it.
So that'll back them up 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Well.
Here's Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. They find some open field here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
That's a lot of beef thundering downfield off of the toss play. And it takes me back to when I was a kid and watching USC play. Remember the old toss that they ran? They used to call it student body right or student body left because everyone was out in front of the ball carrier. In fact, one of their favorite plays, it was called rose stem right or rose stem left, depending on the formation. 28 toss. And 28 toss was their bread and butter.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. On 1st down, Rodgers. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Ben Heaney leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
They have, you're right, they have had no room to breathe. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. Caught right side, Tate. Still fighting for more. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him, and then...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Emerson Griffin in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
To throw on 2nd down, Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
The Giants on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Rodgers got to have this one. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Champ Bailey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. On the stop was Aaron Donald. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. The Panthers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. Now Rodgers. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together. They had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Pulled in at the 24. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The New York set to take the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Adrian Amos with a pick. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Here's Coleman on the toss. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The Giants on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. On play action, it's Rodgers. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Champ Bailey. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A gain of 6 there on first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that...
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Tevin Coleman, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a run.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hey, check 26. Hey, check 26. Hey, where y'all going? Zoom. Go, hey, let's go. Come on.
One final try now for Rodgers. And all the way down to the 26. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share.
Come here, sounds like I see you in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the. I got a girl, she go to battle. LED logo the tag.